for this? Perfect. And let me share my screen as well so we can be ready for this. Okay. So you guys should be seeing my screen right now. And the other thing I need to do is the chat box. So if you have any questions, you can type it in the chat box, okay? And I'll be more than happy to answer it. And I'm going to put this in presentation mode. There we go. Okay, and I need to admit these people also. Okay, we still have people coming in, so. 1 second, let me just put it like this. Okay. Okay, perfect. I think now we are really ready to go. So I'm already recording this in the cloud, and I will be sharing the YouTube channel so you can watch it if you want to rewatch this, okay? Okay, so today we're going to talk about digital marketing, an exciting topic, because I know a lot of you want to know what digital marketing entitles. And sometimes when we think about digital marketing, we only think about social media. So today we're going to learn a little bit more about this. So I'm Claudia Shah. I work with College of the Canyons SBDC, who is hosting this webinar today. And they are also joined today by the city of Palmdale. And this webinar, like I said, we're recording it, so you are going to be able to see it. A little bit about me. I have been working with the SBDCs for the past 8 years. And what I do is I focus mainly with the Spanish-speaking community. But with College of the Canyons, I try to do these workshops every now and then also for the English-speaking community or business owners like you guys. A little bit about the SBDC. The SBDC, in case you don't know who we are a free program resource for anybody who has a small business or who wants to start a small business, and it's free because we are already paid without taxes. So try to take advantage of this service if you're not already a client. We also have a lot of webinars and workshops that you can attend. You don't need to be a client to attend these webinars. And if you're a client of one SBDC, you can attend webinars wherever you want across the LA County. We have 7 offices here in LA County, okay? Okay. Okay, so let's get started with digital marketing. Okay, so what is digital marketing? So like I said, okay, and the other thing is, if you have questions, you can type it in the chat box, and I'll be more than happy to try to answer. I want to make it very interactive. I know, being you guys on the computer, some of you are on your phones, it's kind of like, it's kind of like not fun. So I want to make it really interesting. So that's why I wanted to try to make it interactive. So one of the things I want to know from all of you, and I think I should go back before we start, I want to know a little bit about you guys too. So if you can put in the chat box the name of your business and your website and social media handlers, so we can all get to know you guys a little bit. And also because I use examples. So when I use examples, I like to use your type of industry as an example. It will be much better, and people can understand it like better. So perfect. Everything Hair Boutique. Shira, thank you. And can you share with us a little bit like your social media handlers or your website or something, so we can, and then we can all follow you also and support you. So that's the whole idea of this. So it will be like a little networking thing that we normally don't do networking because we are online, so it's hard to do it. So if you can share that. What about all the others? We have so many people here today joining us, so go ahead and share what type of business do you have, and your social media. I do furniture painting and refinishing, just starting my business. I have a website. Okay, perfect. Good luck with that, Stephanie, and I hope you are an SBDC client so we can help you with all the setups and good stuff about it. Okay. So what is digital marketing? So digital marketing is not only my social media platforms. And that's why we wanted to do the webinar today for all of you to understand that digital marketing entitles more than being that. Is your email, is your blog, is your website, is your presence online, like Google My Business, that we already had a webinar about that. So it is the whole entire things of being present digitally, okay, or digitally. So a lot of people tells me, okay, so that means if I have a Facebook, I'm not doing what I should be doing, and I am not taking advantage of it. Correct. If you're just doing one social media platform and that's about it for your business, you are not digitally present in today's world, okay? Stephanie tells me like she has a website and she's just building it. Website is one of the things, but she still needs that presence in the social media. She does need to have a Google My Business, so the search engine optimization is also there. She needs to have an email marketing campaigns. Anyway, there's like the whole world that you have to be present digitally, okay? What else? Everything is online. So yes, we're talking maybe TV and we're talking maybe radio, but that is not enough. You really need to have like the whole branding thing, okay? So what are the things, like the different methods for the, so we have the search engine marketing, okay? So the search engine marketing is when you pay for it. So that means the advertising. So when I do Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, when I'm doing all these ads that I pay for it. And I want to make sure that you all understand that when you're in social media, all these platforms, including Google, they are for free. You don't need to pay on those platforms to do any of these promotions or advertising. But yes, they do have a paid option for you to do it, and you will do it eventually. My suggestion always is first make sure that you have all this, the search engine optimization, the your website really well done, you have pictures, you have videos, like you have a whole entire core of products and services really well presented before you start paying for these advertisings. Why? Because if you don't have this, so let's take again Stephanie's example. So Stephanie is barely building her website, and then she decides to start promoting, and she will pay an advertising in Google can easily cost you 500, 600 bucks. So Stephanie says, okay, I'm going to start advertising. Let me advertise this furniture and show them the before and after, like how does it look and everything. So people will start looking for her. And when they start looking for her, they will go to her website, and her website will say under construction. Then they will try to look their social media marketing platforms, and they won't see anything in their social media marketing platforms. So what image is Stephanie giving there? If you do that, you will think, oh, she doesn't have maybe a legit business. Maybe she's not even in business. This looks like a scam. All those things that we normally think these days because of the world that we live in. So that's why it's very important before you start paying for all of these things to really have a solid basic basis in order for you to be able to be successful. Okay. Then we have the search engine optimization. So what is search engine optimization? So the search engine optimization, we have heard of it. Everybody talks about SEO, and you have to have a great SEO and SEO and SEO. So the search engine optimization is just for you to be using keywords inside your platforms, your website, your marketing, your social media platforms, your ads, everything needs to have keywords. Google My Business, for example. When I give the class for Google My Business and I tell people, okay, show me the description of your business, or not even Google My Business class, normally and regularly. If I want to see the description of your business, a lot of our clients just tends to put in the description, we are an awesome company or business. Let's do a real example, or not a real example. Let's do an example with your business. So let's take Sharia. So she does everything about hair. So she just puts in her description, we provide an excellent service for your hair. You will be very satisfied. We have been in business more than 20 years. We are the best in the market right now. In all these things that I just said, okay, so she does human hair extensions and wig. Okay, so we are a great alternative for you. We're a great alternative for you and your hair, and we exist since 20 years ago. She didn't tell me exactly what they do. I want to know those keywords. So for her, the keywords will be, we do human hair extensions, or we have human hair extensions. We are a wig store. You will be satisfied, and we have any type of hairs, long, short, styled, not styled. I don't know. I really don't know really well the industry, but we have different colors. We have black hair, blondes and reds and blues and all those things. So we have hairs with highlights. I don't know. So if I give that detailed description and keywords, what is going to happen is that Sharia is going to be more successful in being able to be found because of the SEO. Me as a client, when I'm looking for this type of services, I'm not just looking for hair extension or for a wig store. I will be more specific. I will say I need a wig that is for short hair, or I want to wear short hair, or I want to do this, and I want it blonde, or I want it red or something. So I'll be more specific in my search, and that's why you need to make sure that you have those keywords. It would not necessarily guarantee that you are going to be on top of all the searches, because search engine optimization goes beyond just being on top of all the searches. You have to have it in every single piece of marketing that you do, of digital marketing that you do. Okay. Social media, we're talking about all these platforms. Again, the question that a lot of you will have for me will be, which social media platform do I need to use? It depends. It depends on where your client is. That will be the platform that you need to use. So if my client, let's go to the furniture painting and all that. Let's say Stephanie's clients does not interact on Facebook. They're more visual. So they like TikTok, and they like Instagram, and they like Pinterest. Why would Stephanie use Facebook then? If she uses Facebook just because she likes Facebook and she's very comfortable with Facebook, the success for her business is going to be really, really low to none. Why? Because her clients don't interact in that platform. So the social media platforms is not the one that I feel comfortable with, is the ones that my clients interact with. Okay. So those are the ones I'm going to use. And be careful, the more platforms that you use, the more you have to be doing things. Posting, commenting, liking, sharing, all these interactions. So be very careful on how many social media platforms you're going to choose. Video marketing, you have all these videos, and all these social media platforms, they also accept videos. Videos goes a long way, and people love videos. They like to watch it. They will watch only maybe the first 5 seconds, but if these videos can be engaging and to the point of what they're looking for, you get a great sale and secure sale there, okay? So YouTube, this class, we are going to finish the class and I'm going to post it on YouTube. And you can see it there, you can rewatch it there. So it's a platform that for me is very useful because my clients, meaning you guys, will really benefit from it and will use it, and you want to use it. You will be asking me in the chat, are you sure? Are you going to share this and all that? I want to rewatch it. So that's why I use those platforms. And then email marketing. There is a lot of hesitation with emails. People tell me, no, but people don't look at the email. They don't do emails. Yes, we all do emails and we still need the email. And believe me, for this webinar today, you were more able to say yes and to sign up for my class via the email marketing that we sent versus the versus the Facebook and the Instagram promos that we did. Because we did Insta and Facebook, but people didn't sign up because of that post. They signed up because of the email marketing. Okay, so then, what else do I need to do in order to make sure that this digital marketing that I'm doing on all these platforms works for me? And one of the things we all fail is to do this, analytics. Why? Because my platforms requires those tools, and the majority of these platforms already have the tools incorporated. Google has a tool, Facebook has the tool, Insta has the tool. So when you go to your platforms, when you go to your platform, when you go to Instagram and you go to your page, you are able to see the statistics. You can see who are the people that browse you the most. So it will tell you women between 35 and 45, or men between 50 and 65. And they will tell you also locations, and they will tell you a lot of people from Los Angeles sees your post, or your post is mostly viewed in New York. So those analytics will help you to really also target the market. We're going to talk about that later. And those are the things that will help you for the future, okay? Email marketing softwares, the way we do it. So we have constant contact. We pay constant contact. We pay for constant contact because we can have a big database. We can create our email and we can go ahead and send it to everybody in our database. Okay, and we can manage it and use it and all that. There are also free softwares, and Constant Contact has a free version. If you have less than, I want to say less than 1,000 emails in the database, it will be free. Once you hit that mark, you have to pay for the software. So there are a lot of softwares that you can use for the email marketing instead of just your email address and start sending one by one email. Okay. So that's kind of like the tools. What else? So let's talk a little bit about the marketing when people wants to promote their products. So you have heard about pay per click. And I don't know if you have heard about pay per view. So pay per view is if you want to view something on your TV or on demand or something, you have to pay for it. Okay. So that's pay per click is if I click that advertising or that promo that you're putting in there, I will have to charge you. So I am not the one paying when I click on your ad. You are the one paying when I click on your ad. And that's why you need to be very, very careful on what you're advertising. When you do an ad campaign, and we will talk a little bit about that too, is when you do the ad campaign, some people, they just say, oh, I need to promote something. Small Business Saturday is coming on the 26th of November, Thanksgiving, the holidays and everything. People give present during December. Okay, I need to promote that. So let me just go ahead and put a bunch of wigs. Boom, 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 boom. I will put a picture and the wigs display there, and that's it. And I'll put the picture and I said, here's the website. Those type of campaigns, if you pay for that, and I will just click on it, and then I'll just like see your website and then just log out or get out of the website, you are losing money, because that click, I cost you $10, 10 cents, 5 cents. I don't know how much you're paying per click, but I cost you that 5 cents, and I didn't buy anything because your ad was so broad that didn't tell me exactly what you wanted me to do. So I was just clicking, and then you're losing money. And a lot of our clients do that because of the rushing. So when you are doing one of those promotions or things like that, make sure that you have a benefit of it and you have a goal set up for this. So what is my goal? It's like, okay, I'm going to promote these new wigs that came made of real human hair extensions that had, I don't know, biotin or whatever in there. Like I said, I'm not really versatile in this area, so forgive me. But anyway, so you wanted to sell that, and the promo is, if you buy now, we can give you an extended warranty for a year or something. So okay, and the promo goes from today until Small Biz Saturday, that is November 26th. So that will be the promo. It will be for almost a week, and you will get an extended warranty. So now my promo has an objective, has a goal. So when I read that promo and objective and goal, I said, okay, no, but I'm not really interested on this. So forget it. I'm not even going to click. That's okay. That's good for you. You want people who are really interested in that to really click on it, and those clicks to become your sales. Once somebody pays for 1 or 2 of your weeks, you will be almost paid for that campaign, and you will know what works. You will say, okay, oh, this campaign did work. This way of doing it does work. When I put a video on how to wear a wig and how do we refurnish or paint or whatever, a couch or a furniture, people are interested, and we are getting sales from those videos. So then I know videos are something that my target market is looking into and is liking. Okay, and then you have the offline tools, the old way of doing things, TV, radio, and those kind of stuff. Do they work? Yeah, they still work, but they are a lot of money. You have to invest a lot of money to do a radio ad or a TV ad. And it will be a very small amount of extension. The other thing is, yes, it does work, or it may work, but in today's day, we have the fast forward, we have the DVRs where we tape it. So there may be ways that we're not going to engage and see your ad. So, okay. Okay. Any questions for now? Before I keep on moving on. No? If you have questions, remember you can type it in the chat box. I would love to know for all the other people who have joined us today, like what type of business do you have? And if you want to share your website, your social media handlers and all that, so we can like, and we can even look at it if you want, if we have time after the webinar. Okay, so what is the future of the digital marketing? You have to measure your advertisement performance. What is measuring your advertisement performance? I have a lot of clients. I have a lot of clients that will tell me, oh, I was doing this Google campaign and I did it for a month. I pay like $500 or something, and I barely got 2 calls. So my question for them is, why did you promote it for 1 month? If the first week or 2, you already knew your campaign was not giving you any calls or any sales, you should have stopped it, see what was going on, and then redo it in some different way. That's the quick response. And that's something that is convenient for you. You wouldn't have spent the $500. You would have spent maybe 200, but then you would have done something different, and then you would have gotten what you want. Okay. Quick response goes to that measurement. Quick response also goes to, if I'm doing a campaign, you guys, make sure that whatever I'm doing right there, and people are calling me about the campaign, I'm responding to them right away. So when I compromise myself to do a campaign, I am available via email, via phone, via any of the platforms to respond to your calls or to respond to that ad. If I tell you, buy this today, and it goes into the cart, you should be able to respond to that cart and send me the product right away. Okay, so be careful with that, because that's your credibility as well, because people will then say, oh no, don't even buy from these people, they take forever. They tell you that they're promoting this thing, and then by the time you buy it and by the time they send it to you, it's like it passes 3 weeks. So people lose interest. Remember, word of mouth is a great big advertisement tool. So that is still till today. So, okay, before I move on to the next slide, if the person connected as iPhone is so kind of, one, changing your name, or if you cannot change your name, can you type it so I can change the name for you? Because our center requires all the names of the people who attended, and we need it for our attendee list. So you will really, really help me with that, okay? So please, if the person with the name iPhone can or rename yourself or send me a little chat telling me your name, I will really appreciate it. Okie dokie, so let's move along. So let's talk about the latest digital marketing. You have the artificial intelligence machine learning tools. So those are the robots and the bots and all these things that we hear there. You have video ads, you have content advertising, you have location-based marketing technology. So that means when I go to a place and you have all these little machines in there that are telling you, and that they display like some kind of advertising for you. So all those things, okay? The virtual reality is becoming a big thing. What is the problem with all this? Digital, anything is changing such a fast pace that if we are not keeping up with at least the basics, we're really, really being behind all the time and every time, okay? So we really need to make sure that we have our digital presence, that we are up to date in what's going on in our lives, so we can make sure that we are able to change. Virtual reality is the new thing, you guys. Is something that is going to be pretty soon for businesses, futures as well. So we need to make sure that we are up to date in all these digital platforms and different ways and processes and things like that. So when this hit us, we are ready. I don't know if you have heard the 5 C's of access to capital, but here are the 10 C's for digital marketing. So that's how big the digital marketing is. So you have your customer here, okay? The customer is looking for all this in a way, but I know it's hard for us to really control all these things, but we need to make sure that we have the basics of this C's, to say it somewhere. So customer. So the customer wants convenience. The customer will look at your competitors and they will see it. But believe me, also the customers are willing to pay the money. Some people tell me, oh, the problem of me selling a purse is that I will charge a lot of money and they are not going to be able to pay for it. Hey, you have people paying for a Louis Vuitton, for all these things. So it depends on what it is. Okay. So then you have competition. Okay. Communication. They're looking for the best way or the way that you're communicating with them in a very efficient way. Consistency, the content has to be meaningful. Hey, once we start posting pictures just because we post, people are going to be like, she doesn't tell me anything that is important, or he doesn't tell me, he doesn't promote anything that is meaningful. So I'm not going to keep on following this person. I'm not going to buy from them anymore. So the content does matter. They're not criticizing or looking that much at the picture or at the things. They're looking at what you're trying to tell me. Okay. So they are really looking at the content. Okay. Customization, coordination, control, corporate culture, all those things the customer in a way is looking for. I know we live in a very fast-paced environment, so people are also really moving fast. So this 10 becomes like a really second thing, but you have to have that. You have to have a very great communication. Another mistake with the communication portion of it that a lot of our clients makes is that they put the post and they will put the picture or a video and they will create a really great thing, and that's it. There is no call to action. There is no real, like, where do I go from here? Like, I watch a great 10-second video with tips or with something, but now what am I supposed to do with this? How can I get in touch with you? How can I look at your website? How can I look something? And there is not there. So be very, very careful with those little details that sometimes we forget about. The AIDS theory, or the IDAS. So what is the IDAS theory? So the IDAS theory of selling is one of the widest known theories and is the basis for training materials across numerous organizations. So what is IDAS? It's attention, interest, desire, action, satisfaction. Okay? So normally that's how we go through a process. And the way I see it is, I see it like the funnel. Okay? So we start here. We create that attention. Everybody pays attention to my ad. And everybody sees my ad. So it's this amount of people. But from these people, I get an interest only from this amount. So it's only a portion of them that are really interested in what they just saw. Okay? From those interested, I only have certain people that have the desire to buy my product or my service. And then I have this, that is the action, the ones that really clicked to purchase or to call me or to get my products. And the satisfaction is the little part of my funnel where they are so satisfied that they will come back and they will promote via word of mouth my products and services. Okay. And that's what I need to really try to work on, is I need to create that attention from people and then bring it all the way down to the funnel to convert them in an action and in a satisfaction. Okay. So attention attracts the attention of the visitor with the design, with whatever you want. The interest, okay, so increase the interest of the visitor by strategically introducing benefits and advantages, and rather than on the self-praise. So again, like I was saying, oh, we are great, we are awesome, we have been in business 20 years and we are the best in the market. Okay, in what do you really do? What is what you're offering me? I have no idea what you're talking about. So you are good in what? Okay. Then you have the action that includes the element that facilitate the visitor in completing the intent task and lead the visitors to the conversion funnel. So what is really the call to action? What do you want me to do? Buy now, call us, subscribe. What is the intention, the action that you want me to do? Okay. Sorry, the desire, I forgot. The desire is to create that, the goal that you want the visitors to accomplish. The action is to buy it. And the satisfaction is that you create that amazing experience that they are satisfied. They will refer you, like I said it, and they will come again. Okay. I would have done the funnel the way I'm explaining it to you guys. There is coming down here, but okay, the graphics here, they put it in a different way. But that's kind of like the idea with the IDAS, okay? Or the ADAS, I don't know how you want to say it. And then we have another model that is the REIN model. What is this? Reach, engage, activate, and nurture. It's kind of like the same thing we were saying in the other one, but is simply another way or model that Xavier Blanc in 2006 was explaining. And it helps you plan ahead, analyze the complex marketing activities that are needed to build and nurture the customer relationship. So what is reach? So it's all those activities that you need to do to raise awareness. Offline, online, whatever it is, but it's all those activities. And then the engaging is the gradual open multi-channel set activities needed to engage these prospects. Analytics, measures. Please, 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 please make sure you are doing those analytics. Make sure you are keeping track of those measures. Why? It's super important. If you cannot do it, you want to hire somebody, go ahead and hire somebody, but make sure that they are giving you a report or something that tells you who are those people who are engaging with your products and services. Where are they located? What are like all the stats that you can see will be very, very enriching for you for the future. Okay. Activate is the action your product should do and do take. So the calls to action. And nurture is the activities you need to do that are the CRM, the email marketing, or the newsletters, or the offers, or whatever you need to do in order for them to keep on coming back to you. Okay. Okay. So we already talked about the REIN. Questions? No questions. That means we're doing great. And you guys are getting everything? Okay. Okay. So let's talk about the benefits of the digital marketing. Recession proof, is economical, because a lot of these places that we have talked is free. Even a website, if you don't have right now the budget to spend on a website that is really not expensive, if you really think about it, at least buy the domain. And whenever you're ready for somebody to do your website, you can just tell them what your domain is, but get the domain. So what is the domain? The domain is that www.yourbusinessname.com. Okay, that's your domain. At least secure that it will cost you like $20 or something per year until you're really able to pay for somebody who designs your website. But a lot of these websites where they sell the domain, where you can purchase a domain, you can also create a free site. The disadvantage is when you create free sites, the extension is not only yourbusinessname.com, is yourbusinessname.freewebsite.com. So it can be, for example, Google. So Google has it as businessname.businesssite.com. I think Wix also has it, and it has like the wix.com / and the name of the business or something like that. So those are the disadvantages of having a free website, but at least you have something until you are really comfortable to having your own website. And the domain is something different that you have to purchase, that is not expensive at all, but will secure that name and that extension so nobody else can buy it. Okay, because you don't want to buy it later on. It helps you with brand development. In the old days, when we didn't have all this digital presence, I don't know if you remember, we used to, the problem with this is we used to have the advertising in the newspaper. By the time it will arrive with somebody, or only the magazines or things like that, you didn't know if they read it, if they reached the audience that you wanted to reach. Anyway, it was really hard to get the word out. Now we do have the brand development and we have real-time results. We can see it like this. Okay, they're simple to measure, they're easy, accessible. You can modify. That's what I said. If you see that in 1-2 weeks things are not working with your ad, you want to stop it right away. You want to modify it really quick, and you want to send something else really quick. Okay, and you have greater engagement because you reach a lot of people. So website, blogs, email marketing, social media, online advertising. Okay, so now we're going to just like get a little summary and go a little bit in detail here and there in some things. So here's the internet tree. We have here your website. Okay, so this is your website. So your website, the content should be really nice and detailed, should really have those keywords, should have videos, should have pictures and all these great things. Okay, and you need to make sure that beyond that website you're doing other things like the social media, and the social media includes a blog if you want to do the blog, and it is a compromise that you're going to do that, and it is something that you're going to be spending time doing. Okay, you have the PR normally, you have online advertising, the search engine the search engine marketing, that is Google My Business and Yelp and all that. You have the directories and listings that also are part of it. You have the email marketing. Anyway, so you have all this that encounters. And your website, like I said, it has to have a great content, your brand, any strategies, and you need to be researching. Some client says, okay, I have my website, I did it, it's done. I'm done with this. The website is something that you need to keep on changing, improving, looking into. It doesn't stop. So don't stop, please. Okay, you have to keep changing and creating more content, better content. You have to put new pictures. Maybe you have a new product or something that you're offering. or new service, you need to show that in your website as well. It's not only the social media. So the social media is something that is happening right like this. The website is something that people are going to come and look a little bit more into detail. So I need to make sure that it is up to date for the future. Okay. So let's talk about how we start with all this. What is my biggest goal? What objectives will help me reach my goal? What time do I have to put into this project? What are my priorities? Okay. So you need to know the goals. Whenever you're doing a social media campaign, whenever you're doing a marketing campaign, whenever you're doing a paid ad, make sure that you do have these questions answered. What is your goal? So my goal is to increase the number of customers that comes to my website, or the customers who buy from me. I want to find partners. I want to bring more visitors. I want to increase my visibility. Not necessarily sometimes it's all about sales. Maybe sometimes it's just about the visibility. I want people to just come and give likes to my page. I want to get more followers into my Instagram. I want to create more visitors into my website, because from my website is where I'm going to generate all my sales. So I want people just to come, click on my website. At least click on my website, that my website will really grab your attention and will attract you. Maybe that's the way we want. Okay. So, for example, this person says, I like to be able to hand someone a card with my site listed on it and have them be able to have somewhere they can go to look at my work. My stuff is pretty visual, so I like to be able to drive potential clients to the site in order to build and diversify my customer base. So Jason, his objective really was what I was just telling you last, to visit the website. He just wants to create people to just go to his website, because he says that his stuff is so visual. He doesn't have time for maybe putting all these things on Instagram all the time. Instagram is very visual, or even Pinterest, that is very visual. But he knows that on his website, he has great work displayed, and enough that if people comes and click on his website, he can get a lot of clients from there. So as you can see, not necessarily always is more likes, more followers, more of this. It can be also more in your website. Okay. Define your audience and a story. So that will be the other step. So the first step is, how can I start? So I need my objective. What is my biggest goal with this? After I know my goal, I will go to the second step. What is the story you want to tell? Or what is that special about the story? Or who are you telling the story, and how will people remember you? Okay. And what do you want people to do? This one is highlighted, like you can see here, because it's the call to action. So what do you want people to do with this? And what is that thing that you're saying? So when I started the presentation, I told you guys about me as a client, and you as the provider. Where are you going to advertise? You're going to advertise where your target market is. So that's the special story that you're telling me, and that's the audience that you're telling it to. Okay. So that's why it's important to know what you want to say and why you want people to remember you. And remember, people remembers you also more because of the little bad thing or mistake that you make rather than the good thing. So that's why the good thing and that special thing that you are saying needs to be very, very impactful, that the people will really, like, you will really grab their attention. Okay, the step 3, I want the people I reach to. What do you want them to do? So when I know here what I want people to do, that's here. This is my third step. What do I want them to do? I want them to buy more. I want them to sign for my newsletter, for my blog, for any of my things. I want them to come to my business. I want them to call me. What do I want to do? So think about that. What do I really want them to do? And not necessarily every time it has to be the same. So maybe today I want people to visit my website, but I will create a campaign in maybe 2-3 weeks. And in those 2-3 weeks, I want to feature one product. So let's talk about Sharia's hair extension. So I want people right now to at least get to know me. So boom, go to my website. Here it is, Everything Hair Boutique LLC. Come and visit my website so you can see what I do. And then in 2-3 weeks, I will tell you, okay, you know what? We're going to feature this wig because it has a special color, a special texture, it's a different hairstyle. I don't know. It's something good for the holidays where you will look really chic. I don't know. So anyway, so you will do a different campaign next year, because let's say it's already December, we already did what we needed to do, but then starting January, I want to do another campaign that will be like, okay, now you got to know us, you bought a wig or you saw this campaign, come and look at our Instagram. We're going to start a monthly feed about how to take care of your wig. Or I'm going to start a blog or an e-newsletter that is going to tell you how to take care about the wig, how to brush it, how to wash it, or I don't know. So you want to make sure you have that. Okay. The content on a website. Some people are like, okay, do I really need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tabs? Can I just have 3 tabs? The amount of tabs is not what we're going to focus on when on our website, is the content and what you really need to say. A lot of the website needs to know about who you are. So it's about you. And then they need a contact. So for example, here, there is no contact, they call it directions. But maybe I want the contact. So maybe the about and the contact are 2 tabs that are mandatory for everybody. Mine doesn't have a card because I do the furniture painting and refinishing. So I don't sell a product, I sell a service. So instead of a card, maybe I have here a gallery, and then I can have here in the contact as, I can say, if you need a free quote, go ahead and send me your info here. So maybe that's why I only have 3 or 4 tabs. I don't know. This person has a recipe and it has the blog here. So if you are going to have a blog, you do have to have a tab just exclusively for that. Okay. So the amount of tabs on a website, it depends on you and the products and services that you offer. No questions so far? We're doing good? So here, this is the variation. So we had 8 tabs here. This one has only 4 tabs because what is about you and contact us. Again, about and contact us. And then I'm just showing my store, and maybe, I don't know what you pick is, but anyway, maybe it is like a little card of things that they can pick up, but anyway, and then they have the information. Okay, that's another thing. When you see these things, you guys make sure that in your website you always have visible the information. How are they going to contact you? That they don't have to browse through 20 pages before they can see the contact information. People these days, including you guys, including me, we're like, go, 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 go. So we don't like to spend time just like browsing and browsing in only one page, unless I'm really, really hooked that I really want to get to know how to contact you, and I will look for through the whole entire website so I can see who you are. It has to be super engaging for me to say, okay, let me look through the whole entire website. But if I'm not that engaged, I really am not going to spend the time to browse through 5 pages before I know who you are. Okay. Okay, so after website, let's move to the search engine optimization and the way people can find you. So you want to be found like in a directory, you want to be found here. You want to be able to come into the search. So when I put here, if I don't know the name of your farm, for example, here they have the Mariposa Farm Seattle, but I don't know the name of your farm. So I don't know the name of your wheat company. I don't know about the name of your furniture painting company. So I'm just going to put here furniture painting in Los Angeles. You want to be able to come here in this search, and you want to be able to appear there. That's what is called the search engine optimization with your keywords on your website. That's what is called the search engine optimization and the keywords on your social media. So if in my social media, I have here hair extensions, wig, furniture painting, furniture refinishing. And when I say furniture refinishing, I have to be specific. Couch, chair, table, all those things, because me as a consumer or as your potential customer, I'm going to Google here, repair chair or paint a chair or paint a table. I'm not just going to say furniture company, because it's not really a furniture company. I really want is somebody who can paint my table. Okay. And you want to be in those searching directories. Google My Business, Yelp, and Bing, and there are some others there. But at least the one that I love and like, and I don't have nothing to do with them, is Google. Because I think people these days are just used to Google it, Googling. So we already use it as a verb. So that's what people do these days. They Google. So you want to be able to have your business on Google. It doesn't matter if it's an online business. It doesn't matter if it's a home business. It doesn't matter if it's a service business. You want to be on Google. So when people are looking for what you're offering, you can be found here on the search. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about website versus blog, because that's another question that we get a lot. It's like, I already have a website. Why do I need to do blogs? No, you don't. You don't need to. And like I said before, if you're going to do blogs, you really need to maintain it. And you really need to be consistent. And you really need to update content. And you need to be a storyteller. So it can be informal and whatever you want, but you have to be doing this. Okay. So the website is the static content. You will change here and there, things here and there. Your contact information doesn't change. Your about doesn't change. It changes a little bit, like I was telling you, pictures or something that you're doing new. But other than that, your website is pretty constant. Okay. They call it here the professional calling card, but for me, it's your resume. It's like I'm getting to know who you are through your website. It's just one-way communication because I'm just telling you there. I don't know your feedback. I don't know what you're telling me. Okay. It is information, like I said, and competition. Your biggest competitor likely has one. Like websites are something that are there and they're here to stay. But then you have the new thing that is the blog. So not new, but you have the thing that is called the blog. So what are the blogs? So it's an informal storytelling. It can be a back and forth communication because in your blog, you do ask people, what do you think? Give me a comment, leave me a review or leave me a comment or something. It can be informative, it can be educational. You get the feedback and you don't know if your competitors have one. But I wouldn't focus so much on my competition. If they have one blog, I have to have also a blog. I will focus more on this. Am I able to be that storyteller? Am I able to do the storytelling every 2-3 weeks, every month? Am I going to be blogging every month? Am I giving any information or education on this? All of you, all your businesses can be informative and can be educational. People who have a restaurant, so they tell me, okay, why would I put a recipe on how to make the steak that I make in my restaurant, or the tacos? Let's talk about tacos, or the tacos I make in my restaurant. It's not necessarily me giving the recipe, because always, if I have a restaurant and I'm successful in my restaurant, that means I'm doing it really well. But it will help for you to try to create something that you like about me, and then you coming back to try it, to taste it, and to also keep on following me in these things. So why not tell you, hey, before you cut the vegetables, for example, you have to wash it, and don't wash it with warm water, wash it with lukewarm water, I don't know, things like that. Those are little tips that I'm giving, but it doesn't mean that I'm giving away my business. It is giving you tips from somebody who knows, and for you to build more credibility in me. So then you will be able to come back to me. So don't be afraid of being informational and educational. How to take care of your wig. Oh my God, if they're going to take care of their wigs, maybe they are not going to come and buy it from me in a year or 2 years or 3 years. That's not the idea. The idea is if you take care of your wig, you will be so happy. It will last so much that you can have multiples and enjoy the wigs, instead of saying, oh my God, I wasted my money on all this, and then you have to throw it away. You can have this nice shelf with a nice shelf with all these 5-10 wigs that you can pick and choose throughout the whole entire year. I don't know, but if you take care of them, you can come and buy more. You can tell people, hey, buy it from her, because Sharia's wigs are long lasting. So sometimes we need to think in a different way that we are used to. Like, it's always about how I cannot give you enough information because I don't want you I want you to keep on buying from me. And sometimes when we offer quality things, people will keep on buying. If I inform you how to take care of those things that you're buying from me, people will like it. I do taxes, okay? So let me tell you, in order for you to be able and prepare for the tax season, have these things. If you want to discount your office, your home office in your taxes, make sure that you have a set space that just as a home office, in order for me to tell you, yes, you can discount 20% of your rent as a home office for your taxes. Am I telling you do your taxes yourself because I just gave you a way that you can discount 20% of that? No, I'm helping you to tell you this is what you can do. Come and see me so I can do the taxes for you. Just you can be prepared. So just take it like that. The URL or the domain. So a lot of people will ask me, okay, how can I look for a great blog, or where can I see if the domain is taken, which websites can host me? This is just examples of it. I will put it in the chat. I'll give you these websites, or if you want to take a screenshot with your phone, go ahead and do it. This domain r.com will tell you if that domain name exists or not. Let me no, let's keep on going, and then we'll see something else. So blogging. Blogging will help you, like I said, but it has to be a nice content. It has to be significant. It has to be something that people look forward to come back and say, oh my gosh, she always gives so many great tips that I want to see what she's going to do next, or what is she going to talk about next. Sometimes it's not necessarily to promote your business. It can be a blog to answer questions. It can be a blog to talk about something, about healthy stuff. in the furnitures with Stephanie, and this is just a crazy idea that I'm thinking about, but let's say, for example, what if you paint this table where you eat dinner with a material that is toxic, that is not environmental friendly and all that? You are breathing all these things and toxins into your body, and that's why we only use organic products. So let's talk about this type of things. When you are eating at the table, make sure that you're not putting hot stuff on surfaces, because it will spoil the paint, and I don't know. So you can talk about a lot of things that are not necessarily, I'm selling you how, like I'm selling you, come to me for you to paint the table. So not necessarily that. So I don't know if you got the idea. Okay. The more visits you get on your website, that also helps in the search engine optimization and to come first on those searches, just so you know. Okay, the other thing, when you're posting in the social medias, make sure that you're tagging. What is tagging? Tagging is, let's say you, for example, you're clients of the College of the Canyons SBDC. So when you post something, make sure you tag College of the Canyons SBDC. So if College of the Canyons sees your post, they can also reshare that post. But also the people who follows College of the Canyons will be able to see your post. Your people will be able to see who College of the Canyons is. So that's how we create also a network. It's like, oh, I saw something that Claudia posted about Sharia's business of wigs and extensions or whatever not. So let me see what it is. So that's why it's important to tag. It's important to hashtag. Hashtags are the topics that I'm talking about, the trendings and whatever not. So you want to do that. And you want to be able to find those people who are going to reshare what you post. So you want to be able to do that. Here, for example, are call to action examples. Read more. Okay, so I have my website and I can create a little blog here on this side where I can say, hey, people, when you're visiting, you want to know more about this or about this or about this. So people will click and then they will click here and then they can read a little bit more what it is. Okay. Do we have any questions? Okay. Okay, Sherry, I hashtag like crazy and I don't see anything. Okay. Hashtags should be between 5 to 10 hashtags. The idea with the hashtag, Sharia, is not so much just okay, let me rephrase this. What happens with the hashtags will divert people to look some other pages that are doing what you're doing. So when you hashtag, be very careful. Be very careful on what you're hashtagging. For example, if you are going to put the place market in Seattle, okay, the Pike Place Market in Seattle. If I should hashtag my brand first. I should hashtag what I am like trying to talk here about. I'm talking about meet up for a drink. So I'm talking about happy hour. I'm talking about meetup. I'm talking about this specific drink or something. But if people clicks on happy hour, they will get away from my post and will go somewhere else. So that's why you need to be very careful on what you're hashtagging, and vice versa. When you're hashtagging happy hours, some people follows that hashtag of happy hours to get ideas. So when they're clicking on the happy hour hashtag, they may see your post and they will come to you. So hashtags are not so much for you to find clients per se, but it's more to be in the market or in the trending. When you start typing the hashtag on your social medias, it will tell you here a statistic. How many people are using this hashtag or have used this hashtag or are talking about this? So it tells you 200,000, 2,000, it will tell you. So you will know how popular or not that hashtag is. Okay. And let's talk about, lastly, the e-newsletters or the newsletters. Newsletters for us as a center or as a provider for entrepreneurs is very important because we give you information on workshops that are coming up. We give information on grants that are coming up, any other important things for your small businesses. So we do that in our newsletters. So you need to, and that will help us engage with the audience. And like I tell you, we are more successful with our newsletters for people to click here. So here is my call to action. For people to click here in order to enroll on these webinars, that if I post it on my Facebook or on my Instagram. So I get more people engaging here with my newsletter than if I do it over there. So that's the idea, is to engage directly with you. So when you get our newsletter, it's like, hey, Sharia, check our newsletter, or Stephanie or Dora, or so check our newsletter. So you're going to look at it and you're going to browse through it and you're going to say, oh, there is a webinar about QuickBooks. I'm interested. I'm going to sign up for it. Okay. So it will engage directly with them. You can blog also a little bit there, or you can start with the little blog and you can say, okay, like here, like we were doing here, but a little bit more than this, of course. Hey, the Valentine event in Atrium Kitchen is going to be about how to eat healthier if you are suffering from blood pressure, from high blood pressure. And we will be talking with our experts, so and so, about this. To read more, click here. And when they click and read more, it will go to your website. So that's what you want. Here you can do that. You can, of course, show images, colors, logos, whatever it is. You are going to maybe help. And that's what we did with the little blog that we are promoting in our newsletter. People will have more chances to want to buy from you and engage and learn. So that's why you want a newsletter. So think about it. It's not for everybody. It needs a lot of maintenance, a newsletter. So it's not that, oh, I decided to do a newsletter this week, I'm not going to do it next week. It doesn't work that way. Okay. If you're really going to do a newsletter, you have to maintain it and be consistent with the newsletter. And to finish our workshop for today, opportunities and challenges of the digital marketing. Like everything has its pros, its cons. We need to be able to manage those. We need to be able to see how we can do this. So the opportunities, you need to understand their customers, and you will understand it. You will be more effective in retargeting your solutions because you know who you're targeting, you know that it's not reaching, you know how to like change it right away. The automatization, live streaming, because it's like I put it right now and it goes to everybody right now, they can see it right now. And it's on, you can earn online the benefits of this when people click it, when people buy it, when people engage on it right away. Challenges, online reputation management is hard sometimes when you have other people commenting and destroying or doing things like that. All these search engine optimizations and digitally all the challenges that we have with the local listings, because today you can appear on first on the search, tomorrow maybe you can be third or fourth, so you need to be monitoring to see how you can keep on having that first place, etc. The social media engagement, why my picture today got 100 views and likes, but tomorrow I posted another picture and we barely got 5. Like Syria saying, I use hashtags and sometimes it works. I don't know if it works. So that's why you have the statistics, and you need to look at the statistics here, okay? So look at the insights when you go in your accounts. If you go to Instagram and you go to your profile, it will tell you on your left-hand side insights, and you can see that. Okay. Understanding the audience. You guys, you need to understand your audience. I have had clients that tells me, oh no, my clients are all here in Los Angeles. And when they go to look at the statistics, they have more people following them from New York or Miami or some other place, but Los Angeles. So there is something wrong. You're targeting the wrong audience maybe, and is the wrong people who are buying from you. So that's why you need to know your market. Okay. I'm giving you here the information about the SBDC, the phone number, the website. I think some people were mistaken that the workshop today was only 1 hour. It was 1 hour and a half. So anyway, here is the information. You can screenshot it. If you're not a client of the SBDC, I will really encourage you to do so. It's free. We don't charge for our services. Like I said at the beginning of the presentation, everything is free. Take advantage of it. You can have access to a lot of webinars that we do, that they are awesome. They will give you a lot of inside information, one-on-one advising with an advisor that will talk to you about anything you need, social media marketing, accounting needs, legal but not legal. Legal meaning if you have any problems on things, we can just give you like an overview, and then you can hire your own attorney or things like that. But anyway, so we have all this. Let me give you the link for our YouTube channel, so you can see this repetition if you want to. Any questions?
Yes, back to the hashtags.
Okay.
Can we go back there?
Yes. Yes, ma'am, we can. Give me 1 second. Let me share screen, and let me go back to hashtags. Tell me.
Okay, when you were saying, say I do hashtag straight hair.
Okay.
And remember you were saying there may be one, say it has 3,900. Are you saying I should click that one? Because I was told you get lost within those people.
Yes. So it's both ways. It can work both ways. If you don't have a lot of traction with that hashtag, that means not a lot of people are going to see it. And if you have a lot of traction with that hashtag, that means you're going to be lost in those things. So what I normally try to do, because they say 5, 10, 15 hashtags, it depends on what you want, is try to use both. Let me do a different sharing, Sharia, so we can talk here with a different example. Okay. So here, so when I go to Instagram, so like I said, you have those ambiguous things. It may be a good thing, it may be a bad thing. So I have to select here something first before it lets me move on. So let's say I have this, okay? And then I'm going to hashtag here. So let's say I hashtag shop small. So shop small has 57 million posts. Yes, mine is going to be lost. But if I don't put that, the people who follows this hashtag are not going to be able also to see maybe mine. So I also want them to see it. So maybe I can use the shop small, but maybe here first, before that one, I can use shop small, and I can see here that the other one is business, which is 9 million. Or I can use shop small and happy. It has 91,000. So okay, let me use this one, shop small and happy, and I want to use that. But again, you need to have your brand, okay? So let's say, for example, I'm doing this. Don't forget this November 26th to support your local small businesses. Okay, so let's say I'm going to do this, okay? And I'm going to share it. Okay. So then I'm going to come here, and what people are going to do is they will come here, and let's say they are going to click here. When they click on shop small and happy, I lost them. They already went to another site. And they have 91,000 posts here. So they can see other people post, and they can see mine in the most recent. You see? So that's kind of like the thing, what it helps. And that's why it depends. To be honest with you, it depends. I always will use also the big ones, because I want all these 57 million that are also here. I want somehow them to know that I exist. So this is the top post, because of course she has like 1,000 here and things like that. But mine still in the most recent, mine came, even though we just posted, mine already came in fourth. So it didn't even come in first, because this is a big post. So like you said, it will get lost. Yes, most probably, because already I'm on fourth in the 57 million. I was first in the 91 million, in the 91,000. So I always try to use lots of hashtags, but that are significant to what I do and who I am. So that's what it is. I know this is not the answer you wanted to hear. Okay. More questions? Okie dokie. So if I don't have any more questions, I really, really appreciate your time today, being with us today.